A possible path to ending the nation's longest-running government shutdown. Why most Democratic lawmakers are still against the deal. Plus, in the middle of a legal battle and uncertainty over SNAP benefits, how the community continues to step up.
People ask us, why do you have so many gallons of milk? What's going on with all this bread? And people are pulling out of their wallets.
And one mother's plea to the community as Portland police try to find the person who shot and killed her son.
He was also the biggest protector of them and always made sure he was leading by example.
Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. The federal government shutdown, now in its 40th day, is closer to ending than it's been thus far. Today, 8 Democrats sided with Republicans to pass a procedural motion for a negotiated government funding package. It contains 3 full-year appropriations bills to fund certain departments through next year, including SNAP benefits. The deal also will set a vote on government health care subsidies in December. Democrats have demanded the Trump administration extend the subsidies for a year to prevent health care premiums from skyrocketing. Now, senators representing the Pacific Northwest all voted against the measure for that reason. They and other opposing party members argue the current deal doesn't address the core issue they were fighting for, and they accuse the Trump administration of using vulnerable families as bargaining chips.
42 million people were being held hostage, right? They're being threatened by someone who carries out his threats. They were threatened with hunger and even starvation because the SNAP program, no matter what the court said, he was going to go back and fight it and tie it up forever, and that's what people are trying to eat. So there's no good solution.
The deal also includes a reversal of all layoffs during the shutdown, and sources say those federal workers will be back paid for time during the shutdown. The bill will go back to the House of Representatives for consideration. If the legislation passes both chambers, it will then go to President Trump's desk for a signature. Meanwhile, even more uncertainty tonight surrounding a critical federal food assistance program. In a major walkback, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is now directing states not to issue full SNAP benefits this month. Friday, the department said it would fully begin funding SNAP benefits after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to do so. In a memo sent out late Saturday, the USDA told state SNAP agencies to immediately undo steps taken to issue full food stamp payments, calling them unauthorized. It also warned that failure to comply could result in the USDA canceling the federal share of administration costs or holding states financially liable for, quote, any overissuances that resulted from the non-compliance. Oregon Attorney General criticized the administration's actions on CNN.
I think here in America, we should never, it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican, we should never accept when Americans are going hungry. It is just such a bizarre turn of event that we have a president that's fighting so hard to take people's food assistance away.
Well, it's unclear exactly how the USDA expects states to claw back any unauthorized SNAP payments. Governor Tina Kotek also sent out a response saying the state acted lawfully with court orders and that she's, quote, disgusted that President Trump is trying to take back SNAP benefits. In Washington, Governor Bob Ferguson told recipients to check their cards. If there are funds available, they can use them. Well, with all the SNAP uncertainty, Nan's Taqueria has been one of the local businesses that has decided to do what they can to help those whose benefits are in jeopardy. Jay Coulter brings us the story from today's Food Box Package and Delivery Day.
Volunteers for Nan's Taqueria are out in full force Sunday packing boxes for those who are food insecure this month.
We started a week ago, we did 25 boxes, and 2 days later we did 50, and then 2 days later we did 100, and today we're doing approximately 140.
A community center turned food packing and distribution center Sunday as volunteers put together boxes full of food and essentials to those in need. Nan's Taqueria owner Miranda Louise Silva posted a TikTok last month before the SNAP pause, saying that if anyone needed food, she'd be glad to offer it. But when SNAP actually paused this month, there was a large influx of those requesting help.
We got an email line set up. We had a whole admin team come together of like 20 people and organize different avenues that people could contact us and let us know that they needed help. And it went from people saying we need help in a couple of days to almost everyone in urgent need of food.
Sunday's boxes consisted of things like chicken, milk, cereal, pasta, fresh produce, but also things like diapers, wipes, and pet food. Volunteer organizer Leah May says the community has been so generous.
It's really beautiful too, as we're doing the shops, as we're in Costco, people ask us, why do you have so many gallons of milk? What's going on with all this bread? And people are pulling out of their wallets and handing us a 20. And just the community, we're all in this together, and the community's really showed up for us.
Fellow restaurant owner Michelle Quijano on site Sunday to help out.
Just made contact and rented out this facility. I have access to this because I live in this area, so rented out this facility to allow the space to kind of increase the operations as much as we could.
May says more than 120 boxes Sunday will feed more than 500 people, and they fed around 2,500 in the last 10 days. Going forward, they want to continue to collect donations to fund a weekly food distribution like Sundays. Luis Silva says all the donation links can be found on Nans Taqueria's TikTok page. Jake Holter, KGW News.
And today at Portland International Airport, we saw another 16 canceled flights with 32 others delayed. That's after the government ordered a 10% cut to flight traffic at the nation's 40 busiest airports, PDX being one of them. Federal workers there have now gone more than a month without pay, and the U.S. Transportation Secretary warns they'll have to make deeper cuts if the shutdown lasts much longer. We'll stay with KGW for all the latest updates surrounding the government shutdown. Also visit our website to find all of our previous coverage detailing the extent of the shutdown's impact. You can also stream the news on your own schedule through KGW+. Well, turning now to weather, we had back-to-back days with sunny skies and dry conditions. Not bad for the second week of November. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here to let us know what the start of the work week is going to look like. Joe?
Hey, man, I was rocking a polo and shorts earlier today. It was beautiful out there. The last couple of days, I would call it picture perfect for, the first couple of weeks of November after seeing a good amount of rain last week. Well, going into tomorrow, there is a weak system that could be bringing in some light sprinkles here and there, but for the most part, it's going to be more dry than wet starting off your work week. From our Pioneer Park building camera, temperatures are in the low 50s right now with mostly cloudy skies. We saw temperatures inching close to the mid 60s in a few locations. Now along the Oregon coast, you made it to 65. Tillamook, you almost hit 70 degrees earlier this afternoon. Now we're going to start to see some cooler air move through as that cold front starts to move on shore here the next couple of days. We still have some of those high clouds, and that's what we saw a good portion of the day today. And as we look at tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. I think there's a little window where we could be seeing some light showers. That's from about 11 a.m. to about the early part of tomorrow afternoon, but rainfall amounts really won't be adding up to a whole lot, topping out in the mid to the upper 50s. I'll talk more about your detailed forecast and let you know when this next stronger system will start to move back into the picture.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you later in the show.
We're devastated. It still hasn't set in.
A local mother is mourning the loss of her son 1 week after he was shot and killed in downtown Portland. As she shares her story with us, she's urging anyone who may know what led up to her son's death to come forward.
Portland area native Taylor Ritter was full of life, a devoted son and big brother, always up for adventure. But for his mother Amanda, the last week has been a nightmare.
It's real, but it's not real, right? I feel like it's like a sick joke that someone's playing on me, but I know that he's gone.
The 20-year-old was killed by gunfire in the early morning hours of November 2nd in a parking lot on Southwest 3rd in downtown Portland. Portland police say the suspect or suspects responsible left the scene before they arrived. His mother, who was staying off camera to protect her identity, tells us her son's death has rocked their family.
No mom should ever have to bury their child. Their child should be burying us one day. So having him go and being my firstborn has really put a strain on my life, and let alone his younger brothers, who now feel like they have to step up in his position to be there for me.
Amanda says her son was only 2 pounds when he was born and grew up to love his family and the outdoors. This is what she would say to him if she had the opportunity for one more conversation.
Taylor, you were taken way too soon. and we love you and we miss you, and we would do anything just for one more minute. And if I could switch you places, I would in a heartbeat, because I've had enough time on this earth.
As the investigation into his death continues, Amanda is urging anyone in the community who may know something about her son's death to come forward.
If you know something, say something. If you know something about this, just say something, because I don't want another mother to ever feel the way I feel.
Well, Ritter's family has started a GoFundMe to pay for funeral expenses. We have that link available in this article on KGW.com. If anyone has information about this case and has not already spoken to police, please contact homicide tips at police.portlandoregon.gov or call 503-823-0479. Developing in Woodburn, the police department is investigating what caused an explosion at a hotel that happened just before 11 last night. Police arrived at the Woodburn Inn on North Pacific Highway, where they found 3 people hurt. One outside was hit by glass from the explosion. The other 2 were found inside a motel room with burns. All 3 are expected to survive. The motel was evacuated and cleared of any other explosives. Anyone with information is asked to reach out to Woodburn Police. New info tonight over a Saturday crash that injured 2 Portland police officers. Officers have booked 47-year-old Zachary Lee on DUI and reckless driving charges. Investigators say Lee turned into opposing lanes onto 129th Place, crashing nearly head-on into a police patrol car. Both cars needed to be towed, and all 3 people involved were taken to the hospital. And we have an alert tonight out of Gresham. Police say 41-year-old Kai Santos left a care home near Northeast Kelly Avenue and 7th Street around 9:30 yesterday morning. Santos is quadriplegic and wheelchair bound and is unable to care for himself. His family believes he scheduled himself a pickup from Ride to Care, but they don't know where he's gone. If you see him, call 911. Well, a group of local healthcare professionals took to the streets today to protest against the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Today, doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers put on their scrubs and stethoscopes and joined demonstrators outside the ICE facility on South Macadam. They wanted to showcase their position as caregivers, no matter the status of the person they're treating.
We want people to thrive. We want people to live and thrive. We want families to be together. We're all about health, healthy lives. This is very negative. It has a very punitive effect on people.
Over the weekend, Portland police arrested 2 people outside of the ICE facility. 1 person on Friday night for menacing and unlawful use of a weapon, and 1 person Saturday night for criminal mischief. Well, it's the end of the road for the Portland Timbers. San Diego FC beat the team 4-0 tonight in the best-of-3 first-round series in the MLS Cup playoffs. The Timbers took a total of 12 shots, including 2 shots on goal, but none were able to make it to the back of the net. San Diego will now play Minnesota in the conference semifinals. And some good news for the Thorns back here in Portland. Raylan Turner managed to secure the team's win in extra time against the San Diego Wave. The lone goal in the 94th minute sends them to the semifinals in the National Women's Soccer League playoffs. We're going to talk about these stories and more later on tonight on Sports Sunday.